Let's dive in, folks. Today we're going deep on mixed-use developments.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, those spots where you can live and work and hang out and shop and never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've noticed that there are a lot more popping up in my city,
Yeah, me too.
and it seems like maybe this is kind of a trend going
Oh,
on.
it's a huge trend.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's learn a little bit about mixed-use developments.
Yeah. Mixed use developments are basically taking over the way that we think about cities.
Okay,
and how we kind of live in them because they're just so convenient.
so it's like beyond just convenience, though, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be some other stuff going on.
Oh, absolutely. It goes so much deeper than just convenience.
Okay.
We're talking like a complete shift in how we think about urban planning.
Okay, well, I am ready to have my mind blown, so hit me with it.
So one of the biggest things is community, right?
Okay.
Like you live in these mixed use developments, you're going to run into your neighbors at the coffee shop,
Yeah.
Downstairs or at the gym or the grocery store. It's all right there.
Yeah.
So it just fosters this sense of community that you don't really get in more traditional neighborhoods.
Yeah, I feel like the traditional neighborhoods are kind of single use.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have your house, you get in your car, you drive to work, and then you drive back home.
Right. You're not interacting with people.
Yeah, exactly. So this idea of mixed use developments is kind of changing that.
Absolutely.
So what else is going on here besides just convenience and community? What are some other things that are happening?
Well, I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that these developments are incredibly good for the environment.
Okay, how so?
Well, they really encourage walkability and bikeability.
Okay.
You can walk to the store, you can walk to work potentially.
Yeah.
And that means less cars on the road and less emissions.
And if more people are walking around outside, then that also just kind of creates a more vibrant neighborhood.
Exactly. It's like a positive feedback loop.
Okay, so what about the economics of these mixed-use developments?
Oh, the economics are fascinating.
Yeah.
So obviously there's the initial job creation during construction.
Right.
But even beyond that, you have all these businesses within the development itself that are creating jobs. And so you're seeing this sort of like a localized economic boom.
So it's like stimulating the economy in a really concentrated area.
Exactly. And it has this ripple effect throughout the city, too.
Okay. How so?
Well, as these developments become more popular, they can actually drive up property values in the surrounding areas.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like this win-win situation for everyone.
Almost everyone, right? Because we were talking about this earlier. Sometimes these developments can be really, really expensive.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the big challenges with
Yeah.
the mixed-use developments is affordability.
Right.
Because as they become more desirable and more people want to live there,
Yeah.
the prices can start to go up.
Well, and especially if they're in a city like New York.
Right, exactly. In a place like New York where space is already at a premium,
Yeah.
these developments can become really, really pricey.
Okay, so what are some other things we need to think about when we think about mixed-use developments?
So besides affordability, I think one of the big ones is infrastructure.
Okay.
Like, can the existing infrastructure handle the influx of new residents and businesses?
Right, like we need to make sure there's enough water, transportation,
Yeah.
all of that.
Traffic gets crazy.
Traffic is a huge one, and parking.
Yeah.
If you're bringing all these people into this concentrated area, you got to think about where they're going to park their cars.
Right. So what are some things that developers can do to mitigate those problems?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to planning.
Okay.
Really thinking about these things in advance.
Yeah.
And working with the city to make sure that the infrastructure is in place
Right.
to support the development.
So it sounds like mixed-use developments really have the potential to transform cities. Absolutely. They're already doing it.
Yeah, seems like they're popping up everywhere.
They're everywhere. And I think that's only going to continue.
So where do you see this trend going in the future?
Well, I think we're going to see even more innovative and creative designs.
Okay.
Developments that are even more integrated into the surrounding community.
Okay.
And I think we're also going to see a lot more focus on sustainability.
Okay.
Really making these developments as eco-friendly as possible.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's a really interesting time to be following this trend.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it makes you wonder, how are these developments going to shape the future of our cities?
Yeah, that's a great question for our listeners to think about.
Yeah. How do you think mixed-use developments are going to change the way we live and work and play in the years to come?
And what are some of the challenges that we need to be aware of?
And how can we overcome them?
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See ya.